great Big 12 matchup. Number 5, Texas, and number 24, Oklahoma, from the Frank Irwin Center in Austin. As we get ready to go here in the Big 12, and welcome in John Ciambi, Fran Fraschilla. Hello, America. All right, we got a matchup here tonight of a couple of teams that are playing pretty well. For Texas, been a little while, though. They haven't played since January 16th. Fran, tonight they're without their head coach, and they are also without 3 of their top players. So it's going to be a little different for the Longhorns this evening.
No question. In this season of COVID, this team will be handling some adversity tonight. 2 starters and a key energizer bunny, Brock Cunningham, are out. Coach Shaka Smart is out, but in his stead is KT Turner, the assistant coach who joined this staff just this summer. 10 years at the Division I level. The last 7 years with Larry Brown and Tim Jankovic up at SMU. He'll be ready. He's got a veteran backcourt as well to help guide this team. And Oklahoma, John, pretty good player in Davion Harmon. He celebrated his 20th birthday on Friday with 22 points in the win over Kansas on Saturday. He and Austin Reaves provide a solid backcourt for Lon Kruger.
Ty Jones jumping it up with Kerr Queth. And
we had a violation right there.
Yeah, we had a violation immediately. Kelly Self jumping in. So it'll be Oklahoma basketball to start. With some best wishes to the head coach of the Texas Longhorns, Shaka Smart. Get well. Said he appreciates all of the positive energy everyone's been sending his way. But heal up, coach.
This is an Oklahoma team that's gone to a small lineup with Elijah Harkless in it, the transfer from Cal Northridge. Brady Manick coming off the bench, John, after a bout with COVID protocol.
Harkless to inbound, and here is Reaves. Reaves and Harmon, the 2 guys that helped make him go. Reaves step back short. And the Longhorns into the front court.
One thing you'll see from this Texas backcourt will be a lot of isolation play.
No shot. And an Oklahoma player is hurt, Alondis Williams.
These 2 lineups tonight, you're going to see these are 2 of the most, certainly most athletic teams in the Big 12 and in the country too. Texas going a little smaller without Jericho Sims, but certainly Kai Jones and Greg Brown III, Royce Ham up front. That's a formidable group.
See Lon Kruger in the foreground. Colin Hartman, assistant coach, to his right. Next shot buried, and Texas is on the board as Coleman knocks it down.
Well, they're without their leader at Shaka Smart, but Matt Coleman has been around this program for 4 years, and he is literally Shaka Smart's brains on this court tonight.
Williams grabs it. Queth gives off as the Sooners move the basketball. And out of bounds, but a foul called as Elijah Harkless got hit hard.
We're going to love watching Elijah Harkless. He's been a revelation for Lon Kruger. Good D. Good D.
Step back, Harmon off the back iron. Queth kick out. And Williams misses everything. Here come the Longhorns. Coleman. And that one way off the mark from Kai Jones. Right now, Brock Cunningham, Jericho Sims, Courtney Ramey not available for Texas, so they have just 8 scholarship players available. 3-0 Longhorns here in the early going. John Ciambi, Fran Fraschilla, Harmon. Shot blocked that time by Jones. Harmon gets it back, puts it in, and the Sooners on the board.
Davion Harmon is playing the best basketball of his young career so far. Nice drive inside.
Jones lost it, got it knocked away. Sooners the other way. And a foul on Texas.
Well, as you see, Lon Kruger, who's had so much success at a number of places. Only one of 2 coaches to take 5 different schools to the NCAA tournament. He's taken 6 schools to 20-win seasons, and certainly done a great job at Oklahoma. Final Four in 2016. Without Brady Manick, John, coming off of the COVID protocol, this young man has gone into the starting lineup, Elijah Harkless, and they are a dynamic defensive group. And how about these numbers? Manick, Harkless, 7 points, 13 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals on Saturday over Kansas at home.
Yeah, he does a little bit of everything. And you saw Manick, who normally would be a starter, but not 100% right now.
Well, this gives them a different look. They're more energetic defensively to start the last few games.
Coleman looking for space, had it taken away. And then Gibson had it back tapped. Umoja Gibson, who had 10 in the win on Saturday against Kansas.
He's been another great addition for the Sooner team. The transfer from North Texas, grew up in Waco. Didn't have a lot of Division I interest, but was a good player for 2 years in Denton, playing for Grant McCaslin.
Reaves buries one from deep. The 3 will go. Yeah, the Sooners lead at 6-3.
This situation for Texas, not unlike the last 6 games last season, where they had a lot of injuries and still managed to win 5 of the last 6. And this guy was a big part of that, John. Royce Ham Jr., he is a tough, hard-nosed senior who has waited his turn. Take a look, young man from Houston. And so although they're shorthanded right now, they're used to this because they did this a year ago.
Royce Ham, who is a top 100 recruit as a freshman. Rebound there collected by Brown, and the freshman puts it in.
He continues to get better and better. One of the top 25 players in America last year. The homegrown youngsters fit in nicely.
Right side, Gibson couldn't hit. Quet had it rejected that time. Oh, and a foul is called. Wow. Kai Jones went up with Kerr Quet. Did they go possession arrow? They did. I beg your pardon.
Ball. Yeah. Yep. Take a look, John. Watch Kai Jones. It's all ball right there. And this young man from the Bahamas, he's only a sophomore. This league has some really good sophomores. We saw Miles McBride last night, TJ Shannon. Kai Jones is rapidly improving.
Freddie, what's the biggest difference between this year's Texas team and what we've seen the last few years?
Chemistry. Chemistry, without a doubt, John. That last run at the end of last season, winning 5 of 6 with some guys on the bench injured, it just electrified the group that played. That's why I'm not as concerned about the key pieces out tonight. They're big losses, but every guy that will play tonight for Texas is certainly ready, willing, and able.
Rebound pulled down by Ham. Brown into the front court. Alondes Williams now. Sooners ahead. Williams had it knocked away. Taken back. Coleman kicked up ahead.
Watch out. Yes, sir.
Brown puts it in and absorbs the contact.
Take a look right here. The floor general, Coleman, to the freshman. Got a chance for 3.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Save when you bundle auto, home, or motorcycle insurance. Visit Progressive.com. And in part by Tostitos. Get to the good stuff. Well, that's the good stuff right there. Kevin Durant. He was decent his one season at the University of Texas.
I saw some players of the year nationally. I saw some freshmen of the year nationally in that sixth shot of the Red River rivalry. And certainly there's some good players playing tonight. John, I know Texas is shorthanded. No one's going to feel sorry for them. They're without their coach. But when I look at the 8 guys that might play tonight, they're all really capable. You know, we'll see Chase Febris back. He played in his first game against Kansas State after missing a lot of the early part of the season. He'll play tonight. Kai Jones is going to be a terrific player. He'll be in the NBA. Greg Brown's going to be in the NBA. There's talent out there for Texas, although they are down to 8 players, at least on the terms of scholarship players.
Yeah, they got Davion Harmon, rather a traveler stepping out of bounds. Texas.
You know what he did? He slipped in that corner, John, and I wonder if there was some sweat, some perspiration down there from that timeout by Texas.
Jones pull up, that's a 2. And flying in for the rebound was Harmon, but he stepped on the baseline. It'll be Texas basketball. Asking Lon Kruger about wearing the mask, taking it down and putting it back up and down and up to try and communicate. He said, you know what, it's just a fact of life and you get used to it.
Absolutely. Just grateful for hoop.
Here's Coleman down. Coleman going to work. Step back, got it. That's one of the areas where he's improved as a shooter, as a scorer. A kid, they won a recruiting battle with Duke. He picked Texas over Duke, and he's been their guy at the point, and when they need him to score, he does that.
Yeah, he started every game he's played for Shaka Smart's club, and absolutely, John, he's gotten better every year. This is a good matchup tonight. 2 guys who played a lot of USA basketball as well.
Brown rebounds the miss. Longhorns by 6, looking for more. John Shambi, Fran Fraschilla, Big 12 basketball on a Tuesday. Brown.
You just saw Greg Brown III's game right there, John. And when I say he doesn't have a game yet, it's not to put him down. He has been marvelous, but he's going to drive left or shoot the jumper. Now, the energy and effort on the glass is second to none. This kid is averaging a rebound under every 3 minutes he's out there, so he's a machine. But the offensive game coming along, and it's certainly a work in progress, but a lot of talent.
I love when you drop the rate statistics on me and not the counting statistics. You know I'm always a fan of that. Manick, first action in the game, puts it up, can't hit. Texas the other way, and their notable minutes per rebound. Mo Bamba was pretty good. LaMarcus Aldridge, guys like Jared Allen, Jackson Hayes, a couple of their recent outstanding freshmen. Brown, and it's a turnover.
Yeah, when you grab 1 rebound every 3 minutes, that's elite. And this kid is, you see the numbers right there. Every 2.68 minutes, he's getting a rebound. Dennis Rodman, if you want to know, probably has the greatest rebound minutes deal of all time. 1 rebound every 2.41 minutes, John.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that puts it into perspective. Oklahoma, by the way, off to a 2 for 12 start from the floor. So Casey Turner's got to be pleased with the defense, at least in the early going.
KT Turner, this is the first game that he is making decisions. For 10 years, he's been making suggestions. And he told us today, John, that number of Zoom calls, FaceTime with Shaka Smart. You see the resume, and he's from a coaching family. Today would have been his dad's 75th birthday. Those of us who've been in coaching a long time in basketball remember his dad. Wonderful man.
Reaves goes to work. Shot clock under 10. Reaves into the paint. Kick out. Manic. I like when I asked him, some of the things he might not be thinking about and talking to Shaka Smart about it. Is Jones not able to hit? Just little stuff like this, but Shaka Smart said the timeouts are longer than you think. I like that. I mean, that's, kind of like, hey, slow it down. Hey, you got time.
We're seeing Donovan Williams tonight, sophomore from Houston. There's a little floater. And I'll tell you, John, I said this to you before we came on the air. They missed their leader, there's no question. But a well-coached team that's been trained right can survive without their coach, I would say, for 2 or 3 games before there's slippage. And when you look at Matt Coleman and Andrew Jones, they've been around Shaka Smart for 4 years. I don't expect any coaching slippage tonight or execution slippage, because both of these kids really are a thinking man's players.
That Reaves jumper ended an 11-0 Texas run. Longhorns by 6. Reaves spinning, gets inside, and then gets bumped.
Matty Coleman out of Norfolk, Virginia, Oak Hill Academy. 4 years on the 40 acres. He's growing up before our eyes.
Back in Austin, Texas by 6. Longhorns made use of the timeout. Then Frank, I write out there on the court. Shaka Smart not coaching tonight. And here's his statement. I tested positive for COVID-19. I'm in isolation, away from our team and my family. I am working remotely and look forward to rejoining our team in person when it is safe to do so, end quote. So, again, we wish Shaka Smart the best. KT Turner acting as head coach here tonight.
And
do you remember your first time?
Oh yeah. I had all the answers when I was an assistant, John, and
sure.
I inherited a really good team at Manhattan College, and we're getting ready to play Hofstra University. Their coach was Butch Van Bredikoff.
Sure.
The guy had coached 1,700 games in college and in the NBA. He coached the LA Lakers. He coached Bill Bradley at Princeton. And before the game, I was in the locker room and I was sweating bullets. I said, I got no experience. This guy's coached 1,700 games. I was scared to death. We won by 25, but that's only because I had better players. But trust me, when I had to think about what I was going up against, I was concerned. Then you realize, I'll tell you what, look at Gibson.
And one. How about that? Umoja Gibson.
Yep. He's got a chance to go 6 quick points here. He scored out of the timeout. And now the steal.
9 in a row for Oklahoma.
Yeah. Well, they ran a great play on the inbounds. They're a really good execution team on out-of-bounds plays, much like Kansas is. He got fouled, then he comes back and scores. Now, Umoja Gibson had 29 early in the year against West Virginia. So this transfer from North Texas he is terrific off the bench.
Oklahoma by a couple. Feed down low. Kai Jones looking for space, and he got rejected that time by Wakor. And Davion Harmon knocks down a 3. And just like that, the Sooners up 5. 13-0 run.
I almost thought KT Turner would call a timeout, but he's going to play it out. Excellent execution. When I saw these guys Saturday, we talk about Kansas and what they're going through. I thought the starting 5s were equal, and there you see Donovan Williams coming back. John, the talent of this Oklahoma team is very underrated nationally. People in the Big 12 know how good Reaves and Harmon and Manic are. But I'm not sure a lot of people around the country realize it. It's an experienced team. Good hands.
Out of bounds, it'll be Oklahoma basketball. Well, Fran, I mean, I still think the trend kind of holds that if you're looking for teams that can get you, find Power 5 teams that are experienced. When you have talented but Power 5 teams that have a good bunch of seniors or juniors and seniors, or at least guys that have a good amount of playing time under their belt, those teams are usually going to be tough.
Yeah, John, I did some research about a week ago looking at the Ken Palm numbers of the top 20 ranked teams in the country. That's 100 starters. There were only 6 or 7 freshmen, 29 transfers in the top 100 on those starting units. So you look around the country and see the best teams, and most of them are experienced and older. Wow. This is a run, John. I'm not sure that I wouldn't take a timeout right now.
Austin Reaves with that bucket. They've made 6 straight shots. It's a 15-0 run.
Yeah.
Count the basket inside, and the deuce for Donovan Williams.
Now, Austin Reaves knows how to score. Remember, he dropped 42 last year against TCU. And then Donovan Williams, this is a kid I really like, John. He's only a sophomore. Because this lineup traditionally is deep, he hasn't gotten a ton of opportunities. We watched him last year against LSU in the Big 12 SEC Challenge, and he was outstanding. I think this kid has a chance to be a very good Texas Longhorn.
And now the lead is 2 for Oklahoma. John Shambi, Fran Fraschilla. I'm in New York. Fran's in Dallas. This game takes place in Austin.
Take a look, John. We're seeing a lot of 5-out this year in this league.
Jumper goal right there.
Harkless reminds me of Marcus Garrett, and I think that's as good a compliment as you can get. He does a lot of little things that have helped this Oklahoma team get better and better.
A little strong from Williams, but Texas getting it back. Brown now handling it. Feet inside. I believe they got Iwakor with the foul. Yeah, Victor Iwakor.
And I think the other thing that's happened for Oklahoma this year is that their bench has grown. They can go 8 solid deep. You know, at Baylor, Scott Drew says we don't have 5 starters, we have 8. And Oklahoma's similar. I think Texas is when they're at full strength. Oh, nice footwork
there as Williams got inside, spun around and flipped it in.
John, that was a tough move because his footwork was outstanding. He did not travel. See how much time these guards spend on the perimeter. It opens up the drives right there.
Oh, nicely done. Davion Harmon gets inside, plus Taxon will go to the line, and he answers Donovan Williams.
Yeah, now you're seeing the end of the play, but they did a great job of dribble weaving side to side. They used all 50 feet of the half court because they are 4 guards. And then Davion Harmon picked the right opportunity. What he did was he drove off his one post player, almost like a moving screen. It wasn't illegal, but he took advantage of a lot of moving bodies and got to the rim.
Can't complete the 3-point play, but he's been a scoring machine of late, Davion Harmon. He's averaged 20 in his last 3. Texas able to answer, and Brown goes down.
Well, they can't afford an injury. He went down. I think it was Iwakor who was right next to him, looked to help him up. Greg Brown from Vandergrift High School, about 25 miles north of the city of Austin, and he's precocious, John.
Brown goes down hard. And right now, it's the Sooners leading this one by a couple. Lon Kruger, I mean, he knew the Big 12 was going to be tough. I don't think, Fran, people expected that Alabama was going to be a top 10 team.
Yeah, you and I are looking forward to it. You and I are looking forward to it. I'm not sure Lon Kruger is. That Alabama team has got a great mixture of experience and some really talented young players. And Nate Oates has done a wonderful job. They're playing Kentucky right now, but I think it's a great opportunity for Oklahoma to get a quality out-of-conference win. Tough
Nice
move.
job there. Alondes Williams getting inside, absorbed the bump, and put it in.
Bad enough that Oklahoma's playing all these top 10 teams that are in the Big 12, but I think it's an opportunity for them to play Alabama at home and come away with a quality win.
Harkless pulls down the rebound.
This environment inside the Irwin Center, there are no fans in there, just team players, personnel, and game management people. It is a sterile environment.
Williams jumper wide open, tipped, and Texas has it.
Oh, man, what a job by Matt Coleman. He just stayed with it. I think he wasn't getting anything going offensively, so he came up the court, and he stayed aggressive, missed his shot, and the smallest guy on the court got the rebound and finished it. Good job. You know, they're a really good isolation team, John. We talk about pick and roll, things like that. No, Coleman, Jones, and Ramey, when he's out there, they do a great job of creating on their own. And Matt Coleman, I think, sensing they were losing a little momentum, said, I've got to get myself to the basket. I like that.
Texas down by 2. Tamaka Hepa picking up a couple of fouls early, so he's been saddled with the foul trouble in the first half. And Texas with only 8 available scholarship players.
Nice tip out by Walker. Kept that ball alive. Couldn't grab it with 2 hands. You tip it out to midcourt, gain the possession. Watch, this is what they did earlier. A lot of spacing, spread, and eventually getting downhill.
Sooners with 8 offensive rebounds. Step back, off the glass, won't go. And here comes Texas.
And see if Matt Coleman stays aggressive. Kai Jones trying to
ball. Good hustle by the Sooners. And a foul on Texas.
Too much one-on-one by Kai Jones. He's got to play off those guards. He's not a creator out there.
Well, a reminder, more college basketball coming your way. It's Super Tuesday presented by Progressive, Georgia Tech, and Duke. And that's tonight at 9 Eastern.
Tell you what I'm going to do, John. I'm going to turn on to ESPN2. I'll flip back and forth, but I'm going to watch Sharif Cooper play for Auburn tonight. They've got Missouri at home, and then you and I have the most intriguing game of the weekend in the SEC Big 12 Challenge, because we've got the Baylor Bears in that outstanding backcourt versus the hottest freshman in college basketball right now. Sharif Cooper's only played 5 games, averaging 21 and 9 assists, just got eligible. And the interesting thing, John, you know where Davion Mitchell started his career? On the plains of Auburn University. The best defensive player in the country, I believe, right now, Davion Mitchell, will go up against one of the top freshmen in college basketball on Saturday, 4 p.m.
Is Cooper the best player in the SEC in your mind?
Whoa, man, I'd have to think about that.
And good job getting in there, but they get the foul on him for going over the back.
You know, I'll tell you what I think about the best player in the SEC. I would say Cameron Thomas is off to a great start. I would say if you had a lottery of picking the top players in the SEC, that you would take Sharif Cooper first right now, because he not only facilitates his own offense, but the kid is like Chris Paul. He reminds me, John, of TJ Ford when he was a freshman at Texas. And he's even more dynamic than TJ, who was the National Freshman of the Year.
And obviously no Keontae Johnson out for the year, the outstanding Florida forward.
Yes, exactly.
So a timeout of the court. They're checking to see if they have the right shooter identified. 29-25, Oklahoma leading it by 4. There's our guy Kelly Self. 5:08 to go, first half.
Well, I'll tell you, the Sooners weathered that early storm and have stormed back. Again, this guy, you're going to be hearing about him. He's only a junior. He played high school basketball at Itawanda High School in Rialto, California. It's the home of Darren Collison, John. But he also was a teammate of Kessler Edwards, who's a pro prospect at Pepperdine. Had a really good high school team. They were underrated. And this kid did not get a lot of attention in Southern California. Went to Northridge, and he has become a very good role player for a top 25 team. How good is that?
Big time.
That's just sloppy basketball.
Right side of that will go Jace Febres. A guy, when healthy, you might argue is the best shooter on their team, at least in terms of pure shooter, but only one game this year. This is his first game action January 16th since February 8th of last year.
We could argue, John, that he was one of the best young players in the league his last couple of years before the injury.
So Febres back and gives them an added element. Turnover, that's a travel.
Kai Jones was caught in no man's land. He didn't want to shoot the long two. Take a look right here. This sloppy play, but it ends up in Febres' hands, and this is a young man that can put numbers on the board. First game back for Febres and Kamaka Hepa's first game of the season. They were going to redshirt him, but since the NCAA has given everybody a blanket waiver, Shaka Smart decided to play him. Where's Andrew Jones tonight? That's what we're wondering right now.
Our under 4 timeout. Oklahoma leading this one by 4 in Austin. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Phillips 66.
At halftime report, Jordan Cornette, myself, Dallin Cuff. Kentucky, Alabama battling right now. 2 weeks ago, the roll tied. They beat them by 20. Different this time around. And we'll take a deep dive in why UNC has been better over the last 6 games. What are you seeing here in our game?
I'm seeing a team fighting, a Texas team that is shorthanded. Let's see Andrew Jones step up into the chat a little bit more. Also noticing Jericho Sims not being out there has taken away some of that defensive versatility from the Longhorns.
Oklahoma's getting some good looks. Back to Boog and Franny.
Guys, thanks very much. Look forward to the halftime report coming up. Yes, Sims, Cunningham, and Ramey all not available for Texas tonight. Now, for Brock Cunningham right there, he is far enough along that he is allowed to be back near the team but not ready to play. So he is on the bench, but
that's a big bucket by Andrew Jones.
You heard Jordan say, get Andrew Jones involved.
Yeah, no question. John, the three guys that are not out there are junkyard dogs. Take a look at Andrew Jones. He just works his way inside. This young man is averaging 19 points a game in Big 12 play. He's been red hot, but he's been stymied a little bit by the defense. I think you got to find some ways to create some one-on-one opportunities because he can do this.
Jones can't hit. Kelly Self, you can hear him. You're out of bounds. And it is Oklahoma basketball.
That Oklahoma twang, and there you see the numbers. Andrew Jones, you know, we're past the idea that great story about him battling leukemia for 3 years, but
yeah, really
he has
player,
been
right?
terrific. Yeah, he has been back to that freshman year form, putting big numbers on the board and really efficient, John, from behind the arc. Wow.
And that jump roll go Jalen Hill. Knocks it down.
That is only his 3rd three-point shot of the season, or at least he made one on Saturday. Not Jalen's game, but certainly he's shooting with confidence last couple. And again, off the bench tonight, you got Manic, Gibson, Jalen Hill, the sophomore from Las Vegas. You see the drive by Davion Harmon, sucks in that defense, and Jalen Hill really develops. When I went to practice, John, in November, the one thing Lon Kruger told me, he said, if Gibson and Harkless can be who we think they are, we are going to have a nice bench that's going to complement our starting five. And certainly that's exactly how things have played out this first half of the season for the Sooners.
Yeah, Harkless playing well enough that when Manic went into the COVID protocols and had to miss some time, now it's Harkless starting and Manic coming off the bench.
Yeah, but remember, Harkless started up in Kansas when they almost beat Kansas the first time without Manic. Well, that's good. Good head fake by Mo Gibson. John, what I love about this Oklahoma team is they can score the ball. You think about this right now, including Mo Gibson, who had 29 against West Virginia. Brady Maddox dropped 30 this year. Austin Reaves has dropped 32, and Davion Harmon's dropped 22 three different times. So you're looking at an Oklahoma team who's got 3 1,000-point scorers in the rotation, and they're 6-0 when they score 78 or more. That allows Davion Harmon to take a break. They don't lose anything going to the bench.
And it'll go the other way, Texas basketball. So the foul be on Hill, and KT Turner is acting as the head coach with Shaka Smart out with COVID. It'll be a 1-and-1 situation. Kai Jones at the line, a 70% free throw shooter.
Because of the COVID situation, a special assistant, Nevada Smith, is on that bench tonight. And he's allowed to be on the bench, but he's in a coaching role. And he's got G League head coaching experience. So he's guiding KT Turner through the early going right there. You see Nevada Smith turning around, talking to Kamaka Hepa. So relying on a guy that has professional head coaching experience, not a bad idea for KT Turner.
Strong that time. It eventually ends up in the hands of Austin Reaves. Close in on the 2-minute mark. Oklahoma by 4 with the ball. John Sciambi, Fran Fraschilla. Big 12 basketball from Austin. Number 5 Texas, number 24 Oklahoma. Nice rejection right there as Jones got a piece of that.
Boy, quick reaction by Oklahoma to get back. Nice pass.
And that one rejected. Williams didn't put it up quickly enough. Sooners the other way.
Big time.
And that mid-range jump roll goal for Gibson.
Yep, John, how about the defense leading to offense? The challenge at the rim, the athleticism of the Sooners, and all of a sudden they've jumped out to a 6-point lead.
Some climate experts say time is running out to prevent disaster unless we seriously change our habits.
People have said that a change is soon gonna come. Some people have made some changes, but I've got yet to make yes, I am. Being out so long, I got to read myself.
Small decisions make a world of difference. IKEA.
Well, Sonic Blockbuster, how about SEC Big 12 Challenge presented by Continental Tire and Saturday at 6. Kansas and Tennessee, number 15 and number 18 squaring off. And then Texas and Kentucky. And that'll come your way Saturday at 8.
How about that? Kansas and Tennessee both needing wins, both struggling here lately. And then this Texas team shorthanded will go to Kentucky and play a Kentucky team that is coming off a big win over LSU. Nice pass inside.
Brown with the throwdown. Crowd that isn't actually there making some noise. Getting inside. And a foul on Texas.
Take a look. Good cut inside. Finding the open Greg Brown. Getting an easy basket. Greg Brown could have gone to a number of famous prep schools and left the Austin area, decided to stay and remained a Vandergrift Viper, played with the guys that he grew up with. As I mentioned, just northwest of Dallas, Austin, about 25 minutes. And obviously a family of Longhorns. Dad was a football player here, little NFL experience. Really easy to coach, Shaka Smart has told us a number of times. Wants to keep getting better and better.
1 minute to go, first half, 5-point game. Williams going to work, left side, and that one was halfway down for Greg Brown, but he couldn't get it to go.
I think Andrew Jones stuck his nose in there and picked up the foul, so he'll shoot a couple of free throws. This young man plays with incredible energy. He reminds me, John, of, you remember when Jaylen Brown was at Cal as a freshman? Great athleticism, skill level, a work in progress. I think this kid is going to be a very, very good player, you know, in time. Certainly a good college player already. But his NBA future is bright in the sense that he's not going to really hit his prime until his mid-20s, which is obvious, but the skills will catch up to the enormous athleticism and energy he plays with. Too many missed free throws for Texas.
Texas 4 of 8. And Oklahoma 7 for 14 from the line. Reaves buries a jumper.
He shot that just a little too late to create a really good 2-for-1 situation unless Texas shoots this ball quickly. But a great first half for Oklahoma. Watch for a ghost screen here, John. A screen that comes up and then the screener disappears. They like to ghost this. Let's take a look. There it is.
Reaves pump fake.
And he got him. Wow. You gotta know better, Donovan Williams. He's baiting you. Clock is running down. The only thing he can do is shoot this ball. Take a look. And there's the foul on the left elbow. You have to know time and score. When he can't go by you, that means he's going to try to bait you into a pump fake and try to draw the foul. Because you're so athletic, you've done your job until you commit the silly foul at the end of that possession.
I think they're checking to see that it's a 3. It's a smart play. It's good gamesmanship for sure. I struggle a little bit at times with the ball fakes, and then effectively what guys are doing, they try to get fouled. And I know it makes sense, but that's it's not an offensive play. You're not trying to score. You're trying to get fouled.
I disagree. On that particular play, John, I think he was in his shooting. In other words, his shot fake looked like he was going to shoot it.
Yes.
I know what you're talking about. The guys that bring the ball up from one side to the other, like they do in the NBA, James Harden. But that was a great shot fake. So I get you. I don't like the phony stuff. But if he had room, he was going to shoot that 3. And when Donovan Williams crowded him, he pump faked him.
And that, will that count? I don't think so.
No, too late.
Yeah, it was too late. Austin Reaves, good first half, a dozen. He's averaging a little over 15, 43-34 at the half. One more look. Did he get it off in time? No, he did not. Sooners on the road, leading the number 5 team in the country. Now back to the studio. Our halftime report. Dallin Cuff, Jordan Cornette. Massive. And from Austin, Texas, you're watching the Big 12 on ESPN. At the break, it is Oklahoma leading Texas 43-34. Welcome in, everybody. John Chambie, Fran Fraschilla, special guest. Got a little Hudson Schulman over my shoulder. All right, Fran Fraschilla, here's what I got for you. Oklahoma started 3 for 15, and then they turned it on.
They're an offensive team, John. They've got guys that can put the ball in the basket. There's no question. They've got 3 guys that have gone over 29 points in a game this year. And this guy, Davion Harmon, the sophomore from right up the road, Denton, Texas, to drive, to finish. He's coming off a tremendous game on Saturday. Emoji Gibson off the bench with 8 points to transfer. And it's just been great defense by Oklahoma, but also timely offense, something you expect. Remember, John, that this is a short-handed Texas team tonight without 3, in my mind, junkyard dogs. No Ramey, no Sims, no Cunningham, down to 8 players. They're in a little bit of hole, no coach. KT Turner, the associate head coach, has taken over. Let's see what Texas is made of in this final 20 minutes.
Sooners finished the half 13 of 19. Reaves with a dozen for them. And meanwhile for Texas, cold from the three-point line. And they're going to need Matt Coleman or at least someone to get things going on the offensive end. Sooners basketball leading by 9.
Without Manning, this is a more athletic team.
Start the second half with Hepa. That's him in the corner. Now Brown will put it on the floor. And Brown gets fouled.
Kamaka Hepa, in his first game last week against Kansas State before the team took a COVID sabbatical, he dropped 15 and made 5 threes. And again, he was going to redshirt this season, but since it's a free year, Shaka Smart chose to use him in that game, and he can be a guy that can put points on the board. And I would expect, Mr. Chambie, that Andrew Jones will not end up 0 for 5.
Yeah, I think it's a fair guess. I mean, one of the things we've seen from Andrew Jones in conference play, averaging 19 points a game and shooting it really, really well. So far, hasn't been the case tonight.
And guess who grabbed that offensive rebound, his 8th of the night in only 18 minutes? Greg Brown III. One thing about this Texas team, John, the reason they're ranked so highly, they certainly have depth and athleticism, but they've had a toughness this year that I think grew out of last year's end of season. And yes, they're shorthanded, but I expect to see some junkyard dog from this team the next 20 minutes. There's a lot of kids on that roster that are playing tonight that do not like to lose. We'll find out in the next 19.
Tried to feed inside. They were looking to get it to Harkless, who was posting up, and I think they got Coleman. Yep, that's his 3rd.
Yep, he's got to be very careful now, because if there's any one player that I would not want to play without down the stretch, it would be Matt Coleman. Oklahoma, John, does a great job of getting back in transition. All 5 get to the paint quickly.
Here's Jones now.
Yeah, Kamako looking for the 3, couldn't get it.
And the Sooners with the basketball. Williams will skip past there, and now Reaves.
Just look at the spacing, John. It's 5 out, really, and they really open up lanes to get downhill and drive it.
Foreman and Reaves are outstanding backcourt. They've combined for 21 of Oklahoma's 43. Fran, you know who gave the Sooners a nice bump in that first half was Umoja Gibson.
Yeah, John, I'll tell you, he transferred because they had a really good point guard at North Texas. And he wants to be a point guard, but not this year, not on this team. He is a off-the-bench microwave. 29 against West Virginia. Can really shoot it. And then, oh, my goodness.
Look at Reaves.
That shot went over the backboard.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't think if that goes over the top of the backboard that's a legal play.
And now
I'd love to
Hepa.
see that again. I think I don't know about this. Take a look now. It's close. It's close. I think it's okay. Yeah. Because it kind of was off to the side of that top corner. But boy, what a shot.
Really good shot from Austin.
Yeah. You can't shoot it from behind the backboard, over the backboard. Take a look right here. That is a tough, tough shot. I think that's a good shot. And the officials had a good view of it. Here's one more look. Take a look. Yeah, that's close, but I would give it to him. I really would. Yeah. If it goes from behind the backboard over the top of the board, then it's a violation. A great touch by Austin Reaves. Good hustle. Little danger zone for Texas, John.
Down by 9, Sooners with the ball. And Hepa a little frustrated. And that's his 4th, pleading his case with Terry Oglesby. So again, tonight, Texas without Cunningham, Sims, and Ramey. Fran, what are they missing the most tonight with those 3 guys? You take a look at the foul trouble.
I think they're missing defensive intensity because all 3 of those guys are excellent defenders and hustle guys. And there's that post up inside with Coleman with 3. Yep, Coleman had to let him go. And Harkless at 6'4", John, is a load in there. I told you he reminds me of Marcus Garrett. Take a look. He's going to post up Coleman. See, this is the NBA coaching that Lon Kruger learned. Now, he's always been a terrific coach, but since he got back from coaching in the NBA, head coach of the Atlanta Hawks, he knows how to exploit matchups. So what did he do? Coleman's not going to foul, I guarantee you. So they put it right inside on Elijah Harkless, and that's playing chess right there.
Yeah.
Instead of checkers.
It's something you're seeing more and more in college. You're seeing the 2-for-1 a little bit more. It was something you'd see all the time in the NBA, but you didn't see it for the most part in college, making its way into the college game and then attacking the guys with the fouls, no doubt.
That's good
Jones
finish
with the throwdown. Nicely done, Kai Jones.
And what I love about this kid has great footwork now. He's 6'11". Watch him. I don't think he travels here. Well, he slides it a little bit, but he basically keeps that pivot foot intact. And a year ago, John, he would have lost his balance. He has become a very skilled offensive player. He's not promoted as an offensive player. He's more of an energy big. But I love the way he has grown as an offensive player. Good job inside of holding on to that ball and finishing.
And they needed that. Texas within 9.
Now you got to account for Matnick and his three-point shooting if you're Texas's defense. So you got to watch for pick and pops right here. That's 4.
They just got Coleman with his 4th.
Wow. That is a problem.
8 scholarship players available tonight for KT Turner.
It's the 10th foul called on both teams. Now, because this kid can shoot it, look how much Coleman has to get out on that three-point line, but he's raised up and not in a defensive stance, and a good call. And now you're talking about a deep hole if you are Texas, and another foul inside because they've gone back in and tried to take advantage of the foul situation.
Already 16 fouls on Texas, Fran.
Look at that. Yeah, 3 minutes. We're going to find out what Texas is made of. We know they've played with toughness all year. Can't leave him open.
Was a 2. He couldn't hit it.
Well, we're going to see Andrew Jones with the ball in his hands a lot. He's got to come get it.
Williams inside off the glass and good.
He was fortunate right there. Could have been a discard and an offensive foul, but the official didn't think there was enough contact. Davion Harmon was guarding Andrew Jones on that last possession. Jones has got to come get that ball. It's a well-oiled offensive machine Oklahoma has. Watch how they move it, space it, and drive it.
Way downtown. That one from Harmon wouldn't go.
Sophomore from Houston, Donovan Williams. Take a look on this drive right here on Gibson. And that, you know, again, that could have been called an offensive foul. Kelly Self let that one go. I thought there was enough contact, and he caught a break there. But there's Jones with the ball now. And he's going to have to be, I think, the primary playmaker.
Jumper wouldn't
That's
go,
another
and now a
basket.
foul. How about that? We got a dozen fouls.
Yeah, now are they going to count this, John?
Less than 4 minutes.
Take a look now. There's a foul call on this shot. Did it happen before or after the whistle? There's the shot. And there's the push from behind. So that basket should go.
And Ham picks up his 4th. Wow.
Now what?
8 scholarship players available. And 3 guys are all 1 away from being disqualified. And let's see, what are they arguing here?
I thought he got the shot up. I thought the basket should count, but why is Manick going to the line? Watch the shot now. It's up, and now's the contact. There's the push. And that basket should count. It should go the other way, and are we in the bonus? Yep. Well, that basket will count, should have, and it does.
So the foul on Ham is his 4th, and it'll be a 1-on-1 situation.
Well, Coleman and Ham have 4. Hepa has 4. Donovan Williams has 3. What's interesting about Brady Manick, you saw those numbers, only 9 free throws this season.
What do you make of that?
You know, as a junior, he became a really good post-up player, John, and got himself to the line this year, a variety of reasons. Not as aggressive around the basket. Oh, he tipped it in!
Wow, look at that.
Greg Brown.
Brown tipped it in.
What a break.
Holy cow.
Yep. Somebody's going to get a free 2 points. Closest Sooner to Greg Brown will get 2.
Our under 16 timeout. Oklahoma leading this one by 8. The Sooners, everything going their way. Greg Brown. In soccer, we call that the own goal. Back in here tonight, this is the story, Fred. 3 guys out, Ramey, Sims, Cunningham, only 8 scholarship players available.
In major foul trouble. Oh, there's a nice drive.
Wow, Oklahoma with a couple of chances right there, point blank. Here's Hill, wide open, and buries it.
And you know, this started because of a great timeout call by Lon Kruger. He got Brady Manick on an ISO right down the lane, created what I call a speed angle for him. Manick got to the basket, didn't finish, but off the ensuing offensive rebound, Jalen Hill knocks down his 4th three of the season. And again, Andrew Jones has to have the ball, and this guy has to get going. Chase Febres, who's been injured most of the year, and he's back healthy, and without Matt Coleman, where they generate offense if you're Texas. There's that drive again. See, they're creating that angle.
Manick inside, flips it up, wouldn't go. Brown rebounds.
See what I like about
Texas
Juan
down
Kruger?
11.
Don, you talked about it earlier. He went right back to the same play. He got Manick in the ISO to start after the timeout. He went right back to it.
Wow, that's deep. Jones the rebound.
That's
I
a
think it's
block.
a bump there. That's a block. Foul on Gibson.
Tonight,
There is Brock Cunningham again. Will not play tonight. And they're without 3 players, and 3 guys have 4 fouls.
Yeah. Good look inside. Good finish. Easy basket. They spread it. Screened, and Kai Jones does a really good job of rolling hard to the rim. If you're a big man in pick and roll, the harder you roll to the rim, you're going to either open up the jump shooting for your teammates, or you're going to get the easy basket. Watch the side-to-side ball movement, and when they can, they'll get downhill off the dribble. With the small lineup, Manick's trying to post.
Texas with a takeaway.
Nice pass by Donovan
They
Williams.
find Brown. Well done.
Yeah, good job. Donovan Williams has been dynamic in the open court, John. They've only got 5 fast break points tonight, but a great job by Donovan Williams using that athleticism in the middle of the court. And you know that Greg Brown is going to run the floor. Watch Greg Brown now. Sneaking in from behind. They're back in this game. Don't go anywhere.
Proud sponsor of Big 12 basketball. Well, it was a year ago today we lost Kobe Bryant and his beautiful daughter Gigi, and lots of tributes around the sporting world and really around the world for those 2. Texas down by 7.
I'm feeling a run. I'm feeling a run for Texas.
When do you get Matt Coleman back in the game?
Yeah, I would say, not right away. If it gets over 10, I start thinking about it. But certainly in that 8-minute range, John, as long as this is a ball game, you got to take your chances and play the calculated arts. I'm a little surprised that Texas hasn't tried a little 2-3 zone. They've been a great man-to-man team. And you got to allow that player to come down Kelvin Self thinks that he caught it. Defender fell down and called a charge. But I think, John, in that 8-minute mark, if you're down 8, I think you got to roll the dice. There's another foul. And these are just free throws now.
19 fouls on Texas. 15 fouls in a little over 7 minutes.
Listen, the idea about this is stop fouling. We've seen some silly fouls. I like Donovan Williams' aggressiveness, but not the finish right there. And did Elijah Harkless take another charge? Because this kid has been everywhere over the last, probably since late December. He was going to redshirt, John. He missed, I think, the first 4 games, and then when the NCAA gave the blanket waiver to all transfers, he was a gift from heaven, because both Gibson and Harkless were slated to redshirt this year, but what an addition both have been off the bench for Lon Kruger.
How about this? 10 team fouls on Texas. The Lon Kruger's team's going to shoot 2 the rest of the way.
Yeah. I would try to go a little zone here. And I say that knowing that Texas this year has been 90% man-to-man and outstanding, one of the best in the country, but they have not changed the rhythm of Oklahoma's offense to this point. How do I know that? They've got 58 points, and we still have 12 minutes to go.
Jones inside gets it to go. One other thing to consider, Oklahoma's the best free throw shooting team in the conference. They have not shot it well tonight, but I think you'd still say, based on what I just mentioned, it's a good free throw shooting team. Again, just 14 to 23 tonight, but they shoot it well.
Well, you know, John, that they're hitting the fastball right now, okay? Texas's man-to-man is their fastball, and it's got no movement tonight. So you got to change up a little bit and throw some junk at him.
Jones steps back, buries a 3. They needed that, and all of a sudden it's a 6-point game.
As poorly as Texas has played at times tonight, and in difficulty with the loss of the 3 players not in the lineup and foul trouble, they are in this game. I promise you they're going to make another run.
Jones with 9 points, 8 in the second half.
Great defense,
Reaves eyeing it up. Shot clock winding down. Reaves step back. 3 wouldn't go. Rebound. Oklahoma comes away with it. This time it's Gibson.
Look at those white shirts standing around. Again.
Well, they were just chasing that entire possession, Fran.
Yeah, there might have been a little fatigue involved because 4 white jerseys were stuck in the lane like they were in crazy glue, and that could be the fatigue of these guys having to stay on the court right now with the 3 players with 4 fouls.
Timeout on the court, and Oklahoma leading this one 61 to 52. Fran, Austin Reaves, the guard that can do a little bit of everything. He's helped him out in terms of scoring in this one.
Yeah, he really has, John. Remember, only player in the country going 15 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds. The young man from Newark, Arkansas. The key move this season made by Lon Kruger was interchanging Austin Reaves, moving him from 2 to 1. Davion Harmon more to the 2-guard spot where he can concentrate on scoring. But Austin Reaves can not only get you 41 like he did against TCU, but he's also a tremendous facilitator. And Davion Harmon showed, I think, great teamwork or team play when he made that adjustment to the off-guard spot. The ball in Reaves' hands has made this team even more dangerous.
Jones knocks that one down. Reaves with 14. Oklahoma ahead by 7, despite shooting 61% from the line. And 3 players with 4 fouls for Texas, and they only have 8 scholarship players available in this one. Good ball movement.
They've got that floor spread very nicely with scorers out there.
Feed inside. Victor Iwakor get to the line.
Very underrated Oklahoma team that has turned the corner. Early loss to Xavier. They're playing a gauntlet schedule this month. Just about everybody, well, 6 of the 9 opponents in January in the top 9.
Fans, a reminder, Big 12 now on ESPN Plus. It is a must-have for Big 12 fans with exclusive content. Thursday at 8, you got TCU and Kansas, Texas and K-State. Thursday, February 9th at 8 p.m. Oklahoma and West Virginia, Saturday, February 13th. Sign up and do it today at ESPNplus.com/Big 12 right now.
The league is moving a lot of these postponed games to the Thursdays, and Big 12 Plus is showing them. So grab that. You'll catch a lot of good games on there.
Out of bounds. It stays with Texas as Ham was able to grab it. Bryce Ham, one of the 4 now with 4 fouls.
I'm feeling around the 7-minute mark, John. I don't want to foul Matt Coleman out of this game completely. So I'm feeling like the 7-minute mark if I'm KT Turner right now. And remember, he sat for a while, and he's going to coach a little bit too. You'll lean over and tell KT what he's thinking. Great team leader this season.
Matt Coleman, one of the, I think, better leaders in college basketball. As you mentioned, a guy who was started since he set foot on campus, but right now an undermanned Texas team, and he's got 4 fouls, 1 of 4 with 4 fouls, and anxiously awaiting the chance to get back on the court. Right now, Hepa to inbound. He's got 4. Ham's out there. He has 4.
That's a silly foul
on Oklahoma.
Yep, silly foul by Walker because Jones was stuck in that corner, and that's a good way to stay loose on the bike with strength coach Andrea Hootie, who has done a great job for this program after coming over from University of Kansas. She's only won 9 national titles in her career at UConn and Kansas. Men, women, soccer, she's done it all.
There she is, one of the best.
Yep. When Jim Calhoun found out that he had a women's strength coach, went home, told his wife she'll last 2 weeks. No, she lasted longer than that. She's put over 50 players in the NBA in her time at both UConn and at Kansas, and this is her 2nd year at Texas.
Jones rattles that one in. So Texas right now within 7.
This young man has started the AJ1 Foundation back home in Irving. He's got 13 high school sophomores. He and his dad, Dave, they are mentoring 13 young men who, not long ago, Andrew Jones was just like them, growing up in Irving, playing at MacArthur High School. So he's getting it done on and off the court.
Pick opposite. Gibson can't hit. Hepa the rebound.
Texas will shoot free throws if they can get fouled, John, so they have to stay aggressive and attack the basket.
Good hands there by Hill, getting a piece of that one. Hepa went down kind of hard. Texas basketball, Longhorns trailing it by 6.
Kamaka with 4, so he's on the front lines right now. If he fouls out, not as bad to the Texas's chances of winning as if Coleman would have fouled out this early in the game.
Jones gets inside, scoops it up and in.
I like this. You have to know now that you can get to the basket because Oklahoma will not foul you because they know they're going to give up free throws. So a good job by Andrew Jones to stay aggressive.
Jones has their last 6. Here's Reaves going to work.
Good pump fake.
Gibson mid-range jumper short. Kai Jones pulls it down.
Not a lot of fast break points now for Texas.
Peppers to catch and shoot. Jones offensive rebound. Kick out Hepa, you can hit that. And Kerr-Queck pulls down the board. Sooners with the ball up 4, trying to pick up a big win on the road, even against a short-handed Texas team. This would be large for them.
That's a breakdown.
Hill, the 3.
That's a breakdown. 3 threes for Jalen Hill. He came in making 2 all season, and he is 3 for 3, and that was a defensive breakdown by Texas. He got loose.
Jones inside, finds Ham, who puts it home.
Nicely done. Kai Jones, he was going to shoot the 3, decided to put it on the floor. Didn't run anybody over.
Pulls in on 8 to go, 5-point game. Reaves from deep.
Oh, man.
Wow.
John, he doesn't shoot a high percentage from beyond the arc, but he's got the clutch gene. This kid won 3 state titles in Arkansas at Cedar Ridge.
One of those weird things. He shot the 3 very well at Wichita State. He has not at Oklahoma. Jones not able to answer. And the Sooners up 8. Gibson.
Boy, I tell you, Oklahoma has missed some point-blank open shots that they normally will knock down.
Jones, good driving kick. Ham got it. They needed it.
Oh, they needed it, and that's not what he does particularly well. But he knocked it down that time. He was 0 for 1 on the season, John, coming in. First 3 of the season. I'm thinking Matt Coleman soon. I know there's a lot of time left in this game, but I think you got to trust your senior point guard not to foul. And there's another foul. Is he done?
I think he's done.
Royce Ham.
So Royce Ham done.
Point line.
Juwan Gary gave him the go-ahead basket there. Carolina up 8 right now over Pitt. Boog, Fran.
Guys, thanks. And right here, Umoja Gibson at the line. Oklahoma has led a good chunk of the way. Texas shorthanded, only 8 scholarship players available. Matt Coleman has been out since the 17-15 mark. And they were actually down 9 when he left.
Yeah, they've been hanging around that 5 to 9 range. But he's got to stay aggressive without running anybody over. That's a bad turnover. Now, if you're Lon Kruger, whoever Matt Coleman is guarding, post him up. Go at Matt Coleman. He's not going to foul you. You'll see it right now. Can they get Harkless inside?
Yep.
Pick and roll and then slide to the basket. There it is. All right. Take the guy with 4. That's great basketball right there. That's the matchup game. That's the chess match. Great job of setting up the matchup so that Coleman has to defend. Very well done by Lon Kruger.
And a travel, it'll go the other way. Davion Harmon with 11 following this bucket.
There it is. Now you're seeing the end of a play where they set this up beautifully. They went to a ball screen knowing that Texas switches equals all guards. And as soon as that happened, you saw what Davion Harmon did. He went right inside. You got to go at him again. If you're Oklahoma, look for them to go at Coleman again.
He went at him that time and then just lost the handle.
Yep.
And out of bounds, Texas basketball. I will tell you this, Fran. Already twice, Harmon and Coleman have come together. There's been some contact. Matt Coleman needs to be a little careful in terms of getting that body up on Davion Harmon.
Yeah, he does. There's no question. But he's a senior. He should know better by now. That's good footwork again. That's good basketball right there.
Go.
Yep. That's where he's really improved, John. He's not just an athlete, Kai Jones. He is not ready for the NBA. Stop putting him in the top of the first round. But he is going to be a good player someday, and you got a chance to see that right there. And again, fouls put these guys on the line. And John, you mentioned it earlier. You know, it wasn't long ago that they were up over 80% from the line. And as you pointed out, it slipped in conference play, but coming into tonight, still pretty high.
Knocks that one down. Tonight coming up 9 Eastern, Georgia Tech and Duke on ESPN. Cameron Indoor Stadium. Blue Devils have won 13 in a row against the Yellow Jackets. But Franny, how about this?
Yes.
We're talking about a Duke team that hasn't been 500 after 10 games since 82-83.
Yeah, that is really remarkable. Of course, they've been hit by the COVID, protocols themselves. Good effort inside. And that's where Kai Jones has to continue to improve. He's not physically ready to be. He would get drafted in the first round, John, but he would not help an NBA team for a while. I love this kid. I've watched him since he was 17 years old from the Bahamas. He put a lot of time in the off season during the COVID break. And Greg Brown's gone down a couple times tonight. Luckily popping up. Great energy from Greg Brown. He's going to always get inside his defender. And there it is. Look at that. He hits the back of Austin Reaves' head. A little bit of a whirling dervish. I love that kid's energy.
He's still feeling a little bit. Walker just fouled out. No, they changed it. So they gave it to Quest.
I'm telling you, John, if they can get these two shots down and cut it to 6, they're going to be in this game down the stretch. I'm telling you. I've seen crazy stuff happen and comebacks in an adverse situation where, you know, everything's up, they're up against the wall. This team has great character, and they're playing tonight with serious adversity. Don't want a silly foul here. Let's see if Oklahoma will turn it over without fouling. That's good defense right there.
Timeout, Oklahoma. And Texas, 4:46 to go, trailing this one by 6. No Shaka Smart as he's tested positive for COVID. And in the New York Times, Adam Zagorius just tweeted out that Rick Pitino was tested positive for coronavirus. So, I mean, certainly we're seeing a number of coaches out there that have dealt with the virus or are dealing with the virus.
John, I want you to watch this Texas huddle, and Matt Coleman is very active in that huddle. Let's see if did KT Turner do a little platooning here? Is Coleman out as we come out? Because he's got the 4 fouls. And well, KT, listen to Shaka Smart, because they've been out of that huddle a lot quicker tonight than Oklahoma. And you see they're going to go platoon with Matt Coleman. Not a bad move with 4 fouls. No, you don't want to do that, Donovan Williams. You're too close.
Williams has 3 fouls. 6-point Oklahoma advantage. Febra stepped in the passing lane.
Jump ball is Texas.
Loose ball.
Oh, man!
It got away and it ended
Who
up
got that?
in the hands of Harmon.
Wow, was that Queth off the floor? Because a jump ball would have been Texas ball. Great effort on the floor, and great to throw it without traveling. That's a huge basket. That's a huge basket.
Corner at 3. Speaking of huge baskets.
He's fearless. You know, this kid is fearless. And if you're Texas, don't put him on the line.
Oh, and they get the block, and that's going to do it. And Brown has fouled out. What do you think, Franny?
Couldn't tell, John. Bad angle. You know, from my home office, hard to tell.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Save when you bundle auto, home, or motorcycle insurance. Visit progressive.com.
Just a few minutes. If our game goes long, this game will be on ESPNU and then come over to the Deuce when we conclude in Austin. Franny, Lou?
Next 7-point game. Reaves at the line as Brown is fouled out. You'll be saying 1 shot.
Let's go back and watch. Well, that was a block. You saw it, and Greg Brown was certainly moving to his left. Good call. I'm not Houdini, John. I'm in Dallas, Texas here. You know, I usually am a pretty good referee, but usually get more than right than I do. Big basket.
Oh.
Big basket.
Kamika Hepa with the huge 3 and a lead down to 5 for the Sooners.
Don't count this team out. If you're Texas, play good D without fouling, contest shots, but you must defensive rebound. Again, protect Coleman if they get him in trouble inside. But remember, Reaves, they love the ball in his hands.
Peppa. Reaves gets inside.
Here we go.
Febris.
Oh, big shot.
Wouldn't go. Had a good look at it.
Yep, good stop. Good offense. That's what we call comeback offense. Play fast, shoot the open three, and you got to take your chances. But again, Austin Reaves, John, will orchestrate the last 3 minutes. His co-pilot is Davion Harmon.
Get Harmon with Jones on him now. Peppa switches onto him, and they turned it over.
Yep. See, they were trying to give Reaves a mental health break and keep him on the court, but Harmon turned it over. Now, stay aggressive, Texas. Take a look. Good defense and just an errant pass out of bounds, and Davion Harmon knows it.
2.5 to go, 5-point game. Harmon with his 7th turnover in this one.
Matt Coleman can't be afraid to shoot that three.
Big chunk of time with the foul trouble. Shot wouldn't go, loose ball, and eventually the Sooners come away with closing it on 2 to go.
Yeah, I didn't want Kai Jones to shoot that shot if I were KT Turner. That ball should be in Matt Coleman and Andrew Jones's hand down the stretch like Reaves and Harmon.
Harkless. Loose ball tipped.
That's what we talked
and
about,
eventually
John.
tracked down by Gibson.
When you're in a comeback game, you must get every 50-50 ball.
Reaves step back off balance short. Out of bounds Texas basketball. That wasn't a great shot, Fran.
No, it wasn't. No, the defense by Texas has been good. It's timeout Texas here. They've got 3 left. I think KT Turner's going to use it.
Texas
John,
hanging around already. 2 guys have fouled out, Brown and Ham.
Now, if you're Texas, John, you got about 3 possessions left in this game. So you have to stay aggressive, and you must attack the basket. You shoot the 3 if it comes off an inside out and it's an open look. But you must attack the basket here. And obviously, we've said it a couple times, it's come back to bite them on the defensive end. The possession doesn't end until they get the defensive rebound. Oklahoma, on the other hand, they have to be conservative with the ball because they're going to get fouled and they've got to get to the line and make their free throws. Elijah Harkless has 4 fouls, so if you can get somebody on him offensively and attack him, he will not foul you.
Matt Coleman, who hasn't scored since coming back into the game. He hasn't scored in the second half. Peppa give off. Coleman.
Good defense. Like it.
Good job by Coleman keeping his dribble, and he found Kai Jones. Even when he was being cut off, he kept his dribble.
He sure did, Johnny. He didn't take the desperation 3. Now, you need to stop if you're Texas. Oklahoma, they feel good about handling the ball right now. Texas does not need to foul. 1 possession game.
Closest it's been since it was 32-30. Reaves from deep. Off the mark.
How about this?
The rebound.
Just leave it in Matt Coleman's hands. He's been here before.
Coleman at the bucket, puts it in.
There it is. Now, did they take the timeout? They did not. They have 2 left. This is precarious for Texas, John, because if you're Oklahoma, you can get this all the way down to 6 seconds. It looks like Lon Kruger's going to take a timeout.
Timeout, Oklahoma. 1-point game.
Well, this guy's been coaching on the bench with the 4 fouls, and now that he's back, he's taken over orchestrating the offense, dishing, and then scoring right here. And now the dilemma KT Turner has is, Do they allow Lon Kruger's team to run this clock down to 6 seconds, trying to get a stop? I think that's too close. As good a free throw shooting team as Oklahoma is, I think I would foul, because even if they make 2, it's still a 1-possession game. You're taking a chance on running this clock down to 6 and then not getting the defensive board.
So then when do you foul? How far do you let it get?
I think what you want to do, John, is you want to keep from fouling Harmon and Reaves. Both of those guys are in the 80s. But you may not have a choice, because the clock is your enemy right now. I would trap it hard once, looking for a turnover, maybe twice, and then I commit a foul. Harkless, not particularly a great foul shooter, hasn't been on the line a lot this season. He would be the guy that I would put on the line if I had an optimum situation.
Now, Fran, let's remember 2 of the guys that are on the court, Coleman and Hepa,
good point,
have 4 fouls, so they can't do it.
So here's what happens. The other 3 teammates know that, and so they have to come to the rescue when the foul has to be given.
Not fouling.
There it is. There's a foul, and he's gone.
With a push, and he's done.
John, he's got to know better. 35 feet from the court. You cannot use your aggressiveness here to your detriment. Take a look. He tries to blow up the screen, and he reaches in, and the ball is in the outside hand. That is not a smart play right there. Now, no matter what, this is still a 1-possession game if Reaves bangs 2.
Reaves an 86% free throw shooter.
If I'm Texas, I don't need to shoot a desperation 3 right here. I put it in the hands of my best driver, and I go right to the rim, even if they're down 3. Score and call timeout.
So Texas calls time.
Yep.
Let's send it back to the studio. Dallin Cuff, take it away.
Thanks, Boo. Just want to let you know they are underway in the Plains right now. Auburn and Sharif Cooper taking on number 12 team in the nation, Missouri. That game is on ESPNU now. It'll move over to the Deuce when our game is done in Austin. Boo, Franny, take it back for this finish.
Fran, what did you think of that last time out right there? Did you like that?
Well, they have 2 left, and what I would have wanted to do is I would have taken the timeout before the free throws. Remember, this is a young guy who's going to be a terrific head coach, but you should already know what you want to do, right? We're down 3. We're going to attack. We're going to get to the rim and score. They still have a timeout left, but I would have liked to have iced a shooter and just go with the scenarios. Here's what we're going to do: down 1, down 2, down 3, and instead they have the extra timeout. Now, I don't still think you need a desperation 3 unless it's a wide open shot. Oklahoma will not foul you if you drive to the basket. So you're going to be down 1 with about 12, 13 seconds to go. And you can set your press up and foul again, John. Time is the enemy, not Austin Reaves' free throw shooting.
So Matt Coleman has fouled out along with Royce Ham Jr. and along with Greg Brown, their prize freshman.
Hey, give Texas credit.
All sit.
Yeah, John, they've been shorthanded. They've come back. This loss will not hurt Texas in the long run. Got to go now. No, don't waste any time.
They're looking great. A little bit strong. Hepa tips it. Jones got to try another here. Nope, they get a foul.
But I love the foul. I love the foul because what it does is it takes away the 3-point shot. Jalen Hill did a good job. Now, I watched Oklahoma on Friday work on these scenarios, and they worked on the last 20 seconds, and that was a smart foul because it keeps Andrew Jones from getting the 3. And now you're asking him. I would make both, John. Don't miss. Okay, here's what we got, John. If he misses it, you got to foul immediately. If he makes it, press and foul. Let's see if he's going to go for the miss shot. I would make it because I still think you can get up to court in 4 seconds. Okay, press and foul. Foul immediately.
A reminder again, standing by. It's Missouri and Auburn. Kevin Fitzgerald and Dane Bradshaw have a call on that one. 5.1 to go here. And it is Texas down a point.
See, again, you know, you can press and foul without taking the timeout and have the timeout in your back pocket. Now you're out of timeout. So what has to happen now is you're going to foul immediately. And I am telling you, if you have 4 seconds, you can get up the court and get a 3 off. But Oklahoma, if you need a 3, is going to foul you. So that's the problem. If you steal it, you go right to the basket. Knight Jones has got to be alert. He's got to try to see both.
Hill inbound, looking for some help.
Oh, was he in and out?
Was he in and out or not?
Jalen Hill, who is the inbounds passer, did he come from out of bounds? And was the official ready to see it? Let's watch now. This ball is deflected back to Jalen Hill. Is he out of bounds? Well, take a look. Is he out of bounds? Because watch the left heel. You can't tell from our angle if the left heel is on the white line.
I think he's in. Ball there. I think he waits, yeah.
I think he's in. Let's take a look. There's a deflection. He is inbounds.
Give him credit, Fran. He knew.
Yeah.
He understood.
He throws it in.
Watch the way he does it.
Outstanding. And that's why he's the inbounder. He was inbounds passer against Kansas. He's their most reliable inbounder, and that is a great basketball play. Now, they're not really allowed to review this, in my opinion, because there were not 2 opponents knocking the ball out of bounds. They've got the call right, but they don't know it. They're discussing this. This is 3 veteran officials.
Kelly Self on the left, Terry Oglesby in the middle, Chris Rastatter on the right.
These are 3 of the best. This is a good call. They don't know it yet because they got to stay with this. And I'm going to tell you, Jalen Hill, that's a reason Lon Kruger trusts him.
So Kelly going over.
I'm not sure they're allowed to review this by rule, but I don't have a problem with this. This is great basketball by Jalen Hill. And when we watched practice on Friday, I said to myself, John, there's a reason he's the inbounds passer. This kid does not start, but in clutch situations, and I'll tell this story again. UB Brown, when he coached the Atlanta Hawks, he had a kid named Scott Hastings who would sometimes not play for 47 minutes, but if they needed a crucial inbounds pass, he made it. Obviously, Lon Kruger feels that way about this kid. I don't think they can review this, but they got the call right.
So again, they're over there. That's Kelly Self on the right, Terry Oglesby on the left.
Well, they're going to feel good when they look at this because they're going to get it right. I'm going to tell you, they worked on this Friday. And this is just a heads-up play by Jalen Hill because he gets both feet on the court. Now, you can have one on the court and one in the air, which he does. You don't have to have 2 feet established. They got it right. And see, this is where you need the timeout if you're Texas because now you got 2.3.
Yep.
And they didn't need to call the timeout in order to set up their press.
Well, they did get the call right, and credit to Jalen Hill.
Yes. John, there's a reason he's the inbounds passer. Lon Kruger did just not fall up top. They may have a lot of turnip trucks in Silver Lake, Kansas, but he didn't fall off a turnip truck yesterday. I'm not sure he shouldn't miss this one, because if he makes it and they throw it to midcourt 1 or 2 bounces, and Texas can actually win this game, I would miss this. Shoot it high.
He did.
He missed it, but it didn't hit the backboard. It did not hit the backboard, or did it?
It hit the backboard. It didn't hit the rim.
Did it hit the rim? If it didn't hit the rim, it's a violation. Oh, man, you got to hit the rim, Jalen. Now, remember, Oklahoma does not want to foul. Texas has 2 dribbles if it's a clean catch.
Blake Nevins to inbound. Toss intercepted, and that'll do it. The Sooners escape with a 1-point win. Really good win for Lon Kruger's team. 80-79 the final. That's a pretty good win for them, Fran.
On the road, give Texas credit. A lot of adversity they battled, but Oklahoma's for real. Alabama Saturday in Norman. Watch out.
Austin Reaves with 23 to lead them to the win. Texas with only 8 available scholarship players and no Shaka Smart, and they lose. Time now, Missouri and Auburn. Kevin Fitzgerald and Dane Bradshaw.